Hi, so this is the first video to a bi-weekly series that I'm hoping to start up where I go over current group buys, mainly focusing on those that are ending within the next 2 weeks. I originally considered doing this weekly, but since group buy times tend to run for a decent amount of time, I felt like that would be too repetitive and redundant. There's definitely a possibility of changing the release schedule to a monthly one rather than a bi-weekly one, but I'll make that decision based on feedback and personal experience. For the format of these videos, I'm hoping to just show all the group buys that are ending, and then pick a few that I think are interesting and talk about them more in depth. I'll include some of the links and resources that I use to keep track of group buys in the description below if you want to check them out yourselves. So, without further ado, here are the group buys that are ending within the next 2 weeks. The first set I want to talk about is the GMK Yeeti. I like the colors of the set and think that the novelties look really nice. I don't really mind the name of the set, but I know that it really bothers some people. It won't really matter all that much unless you buy the novelties kit where it's on the enter keys. However, you can just not use those keycaps and use another novelty instead if you do choose to buy the novelties kit. This kit is not a must buy for me, but I do really like the kit. The main factor holding me back from pulling the trigger is the fact that the price is a little high for me. Overall, I think it's a really nice blue gradient set with cute novelties and a nice RAMA. The GMK Striker is finally back and for a limited time. It's a nice set designed by Zambumon, inspired by the Japanese national football team. The main reason behind its popularity, other than the fact that it looks so nice, is due to the fact that Teha Types built a keyboard for Tifu using this set. I personally prefer the RAMA keycaps from round 1, so I really wish they brought those back along with the new RAMA keycap. There are a lot of blue sets in the hobby, so this probably isn't going to be a must buy for most people. But I really like this set, and it was one that I had my eyes on when I first joined the hobby, so I personally did join in on the group buy. The GMK Hinokoku is a set inspired by the Fire Nation from the Avatar series. On the IC, I saw that many people were calling it a Cat Explosion clone, because the colors are pretty similar, if not identical. But this set comes in Cherry Profile, so if that's your preferred keycap profile and you missed out on Cat Explosion, this might be the set for you. I'm personally not a big fan of the colors of the novelties, but I think that it might be due to the fact that GMK Mizu is such a good set with similar inspirations. This set has a lot to live up to, but I'm not really sure if it meets those expectations. The ePBT Less But Better is a nice clean black on white set made of PBT plastic, which is a huge plus in my book because it is more resistant to shine. There's a bit of inspiration taken from GMK Dots with the color Dots kit, but the novelties are kind of strange and I can't really tell what the inspiration is behind these keycaps, but I do think that they can work. Overall, if you're missing a black on white set, I think this is a very good set to pick up. The GMK Fuji is the latest creation from Tom, who also designed the GMK Deep Navy. I do like the RAMA Fuji and the RAMA Pagoda keycaps, and think that the set looks pretty clean. I think it's a nice looking set, but I personally don't think of the colors gray and pink when I think of Mount Fuji. If you're looking for a clean set, I think this is one that you can consider picking up, but personally I probably won't be doing so. Next, I want to talk about a couple of the keyboards that are on group buy right now. The KBD67 Lite is the new budget king in the hobby according to most people for good reason. The price is similar to the NK65 Entry Edition, but offers gasket mount, which gives the board a nice typing feel and sound. I'm personally not the biggest fan of the side profile, but you won't really be seeing it that often anyways. If you are new to the hobby, this is probably the new board to get if you are looking for a budget option. I really hope that Novel Keys steps up their game and releases a new version of the NK65 with gasket mount at a similar price, or else I feel like they're going to fall behind. The CU65 is a cheap budget board, but do keep note that this board uses an integrated plate. Integrated plates tend to offer a stiffer typing experience, and personally, I'm not a big fan of the sound. There are definitely ways to make the board sound better, but with budget options such as the KBD67 Lite, I would not buy this board. If you are new to the hobby, one thing of note to remember is that metal is not necessarily better than plastic. Sometimes, plastic boards can sound and feel better than a metal board, so even though you might be getting your money's worth in the material cost, the metal board can still be an inferior product. That being said, I'm not one who believes that plastic boards should be costing premium board prices, so I would not buy a polycarb board at that price point if there's a metal version at a similar price. I would pass on this board and maybe look for a KBD67 Lite if you're looking for a budget board.